on Michigan and hand the Wolverines a tough loss. We'll have the highlights. We'll also meet one of the steadiest Wolverines at catching passes, who's also a co-captain. And we'll have a chance to reflect back on quite a season and project ahead to the holidays. All that and more coming up next. Michigan Replay with Lloyd Carr is brought to you in part by Abso Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. By Sirius Satellite Radio. By State Farm, providing insurance and financial services. And by Chevrolet. Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealers today or log on to DetroitAreaChevyDealers.com. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Michigan Replay. A tough one today. Wolverines lose on Saturday to Ohio State 25-21. Lloyd, a difficult, disappointing loss, but really reflection of a lot of what the season you went through. A lot of injuries and opportunities that were there that Michigan couldn't make good on, like getting 3 instead of 6 would have made the difference in a game.
Well, there's a lot of ways we could have won that game, Jim, and certainly for all of us it's a great disappointment. But I'm very proud of the guys on this football team. They fought hard all year. They never stopped fighting, and I'll always be proud of that.
And the fact is you can be proud of those kids because a lot of them were forced into playing different positions in different spots because of injuries, and they all went in there and gave everything they had.
Well, I think during the course of the season, we had a lot of guys that were in backup roles that stepped up, got a lot of experience. It's still, in many ways, a young football team. But what I liked is the leadership. The seniors on this team did a great job.
One of the things that's tough is to talk about a game that should have, could have, would have, but again, it was one of those things that reflects the season. Here you are, their first possession, 3rd and long, and they get a big play to get out of trouble.
Yeah, we had an opportunity there to get them off the field, and we didn't get quite a depth that we needed on the pass defense, and they picked up a first down and put together a good drive here. We wanted to get off to a fast start in this game, and we certainly did not do that.
And this bounce play here early hurt you. Yeah, you kind of got that under control later on in the game.
Yes, we did. We adjusted well, and but Pittman's a good back, and he did a good job here. We've got a guy that doesn't take his gap, and of course Smith finds the opening there to put him on the board.
They missed the extra point at 6-0. This is your first possession. This is a big 3rd down conversion. You go to Manningham to get that one. Then you come back and hit your tight end for another big 3rd down.
Well, we needed a drive here because we had the ball at the short end of the field, and certainly we didn't want to turn it right back over to him. And we put together a good drive. I thought our protection, for the most part, was very good in this game.
4th and 1, you go for it down there. Just thought you had an opportunity to do it, wanted to set the tone?
Well, Jim, we had a run-pass check call there, and they ganged up, and we had a pass that we thought was a high percentage play, and we just didn't get it executed.
So they've got the ball with a 6-0 lead. They hit Gonzalez, and then they get down there and they hit a pass to their tight end.
Well, we make a good tackle here, Brandon Engelman, and our defense stiffens here. And now we're 9 down in the first quarter, and we've got to do something offensively.
One of the things that happened is there were chances again to get it where you kick the ball and they muff 2 kicks, and you aren't able to get them.
Well, here, unfortunately, we did nothing with the ball. We had a holding penalty there that stopped the drive. But our kicking game, our kick coverage was outstanding in this game. One of the things we thought was a key to the game, and Mike Massey, a young sophomore there, made a big tackle so that we've got decent field position. And then Gabe Watson and Pierre Woods knocked the ball loose. Gabe gets it. And our defense has created a great opportunity for us in the red zone.
Just the opportunity you needed. You get a first down play here on a 3rd and 5 to Preston.
A big completion because it keeps the drive alive. We're into the wind here in the second quarter again.
And then Manningham makes a nice play here on his own down the sideline.
Well, we've got the ball down inside the 10-yard line. A good play by Mario. And we need a play here. And on first down, we did a good Great catch by Jason Avon. Chad threw it away from the defender, and this guy's athletic enough that he could make a 360-degree turn.
That makes it a 9-7 game. Ohio State gets the ball back, and they get Ginn involved in the game.
Well, right here, Troy Smith makes a great play. We've got him, got pressure on him. His receivers are covered, but he scrambles out, makes a play. And here's a big stop by Prescott Burgess on the option. And this is a really big stop in this game at this point, because now we're only down 12-7 at the half.
And that's at the point where Ohio State's moved the ball pretty well on you, and your offense is having trouble running the football. So being down 12-7, you probably got to go in at halftime and say, we get the ball back at the beginning of the third quarter. You're not feeling too bad about your position.
Well, we struggled. We did not run the football well all day long, but we did have good pass protection. And so I felt very good at the half. I felt like we could move the ball throwing it. I thought our defense had played better after the first drive, and then we were doing a great job in the kicking game.
All right, we'll be back and take a look at this second half, but first we hear from Mark Beal, who says, just like all of us, Michigan lost it because you can't miss good opportunities.
The definitely way we played. We played hard, but you got to win. You'd rather play bad than win than play good and lose. And we just didn't play like we should have. We played hard enough. We just didn't capitalize on opportunities given to us.
That can hurt you in a situation like that. So, we fought hard though. I'm not disappointed in none of the guys in here. We some warriors, and we kept fighting this whole season. People when he was gems, So I'm proud of everybody. I'm just sad, man. That my last one, I didn't get the win for my team.
It's tough in that locker room after a loss to Ohio State, but the Wolverines at halftime of the game against Ohio State Saturday were down 12-7, and yet you come out early in the third quarter and things start going your way because you get the turnover that you needed.
Well, we do a big play here by Lamar Woodley. Knocks the ball loose, and Alan Branch comes up with it. We got great field position, and the momentum of the game changed here for us.
You get a great pass here. Great protection allows Tim Massaquoi to make this catch.
Well, it is great protection, and Tim gets, we're moving down inside with a first down. And unfortunately, Jim, we left too many of those touchdown opportunities on the board. Here, Garrett Rivas knocks through a field goal, and now it's a two-point game. But we missed an opportunity there.
Right, 12-10 at this point. They have a 3rd and 8 here, and this is where your defense, I thought, really looked great. You're just flying.
Well, we got a lot of guys hustling the ball. Leon Hall finally gets him wrapped up, but good pursuit and a good call forced the punt.
And here are those bounces that don't go your way when they muff a punt.
Unbelievable. 2 of these, the ball comes loose, and it goes past the punt return guy. We can't seem to come up with the ball, but we did have great field position as a result.
Right. Then you force them on that possession to a 3-and-out. They're kicking into the wind, and they get a poor punt, give you great field position.
Well, here we go again, and we're at the 37-yard line. You couldn't ask for better field position.
Yep, and you go right to the air, and you get a great play here from Steve Breston to get the first down.
Well, again, Jim, I think the key was, for the most part, we had great protection. Chad made excellent reads all day long, and Steve Breston caught the football very well, got up the field, and then on a quick cadence there, we get the ball, and Kevin bounces it outside for the touchdown, and we convert a 2-point play, which puts us up 6 points.
As it does, 18-12 at this point. And here's a great play and a great tackle there by Grant and Mason on a 3rd and 8. You forced them to go for a long field goal.
Well, time is winding down here, and certainly that was, at the time, a great stop for our defense, a great tackle by Grant Mason.
And here on the 38, you roll the dice on a 4th down and go for it with a sneak and get it.
Well, Jim, we talked all week long about playing to win, and it was a gamble certainly, but worked, and here we come up with a big play. Great pass protection against the coverage. Chad fits the ball where the defense isn't. Mario makes an outstanding catch.
Problem is, again, you can't get in the end zone.
No, we had to settle again for a field goal, but now we're up 2 scores to go with about 5 minutes to go in the game.
Right, and the thing is, they score too quickly probably on this next possession. They go right to the air.
Well, it's that kind of game now. Here we get caught up in a run fake, and they get a 20-yard gain there, which is too much in that situation.
This is one of those plays that Troy Smith makes. And 3rd down and 10, he gets 14.
Well, if we miss a tackle there, we let him outside, and if we could have got the tackle there, it would have been 4th and 5. But instead, Smith made a great play, and then here our safety gets outside too far, and we certainly gave up the touchdown too quickly there, Jim. We didn't force him to use enough of the clock.
And that makes it 21-19. And here again, wonderful play again by Smith as he gets out of trouble on a 2nd and 10 for 11 yards.
Just a great athletic play that he made, and here's another one. Here's maybe the biggest play of the game. When we're in good position, we just miss him.
And this is a little controversial because Gonzalez, the receiver, actually, it appears, runs out of bounds. The referee's hat is down on the ground. He can't be the first one to touch it, but he rules he was forced out.
Well, I think it's more than controversial. I think it's an absolutely bad call. This play should have come back because the rule is explicit. He must be forced out of bounds by the defender, and it's obvious that he wasn't.
They come back with Pittman here, and they get into the end zone, and they get the conversion for a 25-21 lead at that point, and you only have about 20-some seconds left, and at that point, this one's over. And one of those things where you look at this game and you say missed opportunities and all that, and yet a lot of your kids got injured, and you played all year with kind of a, how do you call it, patchwork quilt lineup.
Well, Jim, I think, you have to give Ohio State credit. We had them down 2 scores with 5 minutes to go, and we couldn't make a play, and certainly they made the plays they needed to make.
And the one thing, I think their defense is all that was advertised. They can run and get to the football.
Well, there's no doubt about it. They've been outstanding from the very first part of the season, and they're an outstanding defensive football team.
One of the things about the game, we talked about it, is the inability to be able to run the football. And you talked about it after the game a little bit, that was a concern of yours and a problem. And as the game goes, being able to put it away with that lead, not being able to run, really hurt.
Well, and we did a good job throwing the football today, and I was very, very pleased the way we protected the passer. But any time you can't run at all, which is really what happened to us in this game, then you got to have a hard time. You leave your defense out there. You don't use enough clock.
And on the goal line, that running game, a power running game, really could help you.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the problems with it. And the Wolverines couldn't run against a very good Ohio State defense, and the ending score was 25-21 Ohio State. Don't go away. When we come back, we've got more. But first, we'll hear from Lamar Woodley, who says on defense, you cannot miss tackles against good teams.
We did a good job containing them, but we had to put more pressure on the quarterback and, wrap up when we tackle. We missed a lot of tackles out there, and when we missed tackle, they gained more yards.
By Jason Amen, touchdown Michigan.
It just goes out, not giving up for a ball. That's all it is. If I'd given up on it, wish I'd have saw it thrown over my head. I never would have made the catch, but just going out and giving a little extra effort. If you go out and play hard every time, this stuff's going to happen.
You need him to play without the ball and make a tough block. Jason will do that too, and he likes it just as much.
15, 10, 5, touchdown Michigan. They've got the lead. We tell you what, Steve Preston doesn't get that done unless he gets 2 blocks out there at the point of attack.
It feels better than making the catch, After that game, he broke that. I felt like I had like 10 catches after that. But I had way less than that. But it felt really good. That's how I felt. It was pretty excited to see one of my teammates go down because of a couple guys blocking.
You need a leader? Well, that's right up Jason's alley. He'll accept the responsibility of being a captain, and he'll take the ups and downs of the job in stride while getting better at it each and every day.
I'm gonna promise y'all this week I'm gonna play with everything that I got in practice so we can get ready to win this game. Y'all ready to go?
I never really even thought about being captain. I was trying to get on the field. You know, when I first got in, trying to help my team win, and just work and work and work. And I guess some of the team seeing my work ethic, and I was named captain. It's a great honor, and this is a learning experience, and I learned so much from Coach Carr, and the things that he tells me, and the decisions that I make. You got to be mindful that you're representing the whole 105, guys, and well, not only the 105, but the coaching staff too. So that's the hardest part, to put those guys in the front of your mind when you're saying or whatever you're doing.
Do you need someone to tell you how important Michigan has been to them? Well, you need look no further than Jason Avant.
And he's going to throw a fade right corner of the end zone. Avant up in the air. He's got it over the top of Ashton Watson. Touchdown, Michigan.
It matures you as a man, the responsibility that you have, the discipline that the game teaches you, and not only that, the coaching staff here teaches you. It matures you, and it's no room to feel sorry for yourself, and that's one of the biggest things that you can learn as a man. No room, no matter how bad your situation is. You look bad, you feel sorry for yourself. It's only going to get worse.
Jason Avant, one of the kids that you talked about, the leadership of this group at 3-3 when you got going on that run right before Ohio State, that kid was one of those kids that stood up.
Unbelievable, unbelievable guy. And I think the beautiful thing about Jason is that he came here. Eric Campbell, who's a great football coach and a great man, has done a great job. But the credit goes to Jason because he was always willing to listen. He always was hungry to learn. He always thought he could get better. He never felt he arrived. And here we are 4 seasons late, and he's had an incredible career.
And he's a kid that played with a guy like Braylon Edwards, and yet he still played hard. Every catch, every play, Jason was out there.
No, he just was a complete team guy, a selfless guy, willing to play with or without the football, and he's good at both.
That's worth his weight in gold, Jason Avant. And this Michigan football team will be honored at the annual football bust, and you are all more than welcome to show up at the Laurel Manor in Livonia and honor this football team after what they've gone through this year, an outstanding season given their injury situation. For ticket information, call 1-800-847-4764. Jamie Morris will be this year's Master of Ceremonies. It's Monday, November 28th. Make sure you get your tickets. When we come back, Lloyd and I will talk about what it looks like down the road for the holidays. But first, we hear from Chad Henne. Talks about it's about finishing.
It was in our hands, and we were putting ourselves in that position, and just didn't finish. And that was the whole goal this whole season, just finishing. And we just didn't finish.
It hurts to lose. Last game at home. And I mean, to lose like that, man, it was just disappointment is understanding.
Well, there's a disappointment clearly in the Michigan locker room and all through the Michigan football program. But, with a 7-4 record, you're going to be out there somewhere for the holidays. Any ideas, anything, what you've heard that's going on around the Big Ten?
Well, Jim, I think a lot of it will come down to the question of whether or not Ohio State gets selected for the BCS. I would think there's a great chance for that.
Along with Penn State, so 2 Big Ten teams.
I think there's a good chance of that. But I think it's all speculation. The Bulls, there's so many people that are going to weigh in on it. There's so many things going on behind closed doors still, because there's a lot of room for the Bulls to make choices. And, of course, TV is going to have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, and what about, does it give you a chance for your guys to get healthy, or are you going to still be, when you get into whatever bowl game it is, you're going to still be kind of patchwork with some of the players?
Well, I think we're going to lose Jake Long. We're going to lose Leo Hennigy. And whether we got to see how Tim Massaquoi comes back, and certainly Michael Hart. I think certainly coming out of that game, what I know right now, most of the other guys will have time to get healed up.
Well, we hope they get healed. Lloyd, great year, really. Given the situation that happened, that's a darn good job by you and the staff.
Well,
I mean that.
That's nice of you to say that.
I know
Jim.
you're disappointed. I am too, but coming back from 3-3 and get to Ohio State and putting them on the clock like that was a good year.
Well, we got great kids here.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
do.
key.
And we got great viewers, and we know you'll be back next week to watch us because we got another Michigan Replay show coming your way. So be here, same time, same place for Michigan Replay.